Hi everyone, my name is Victoria and this is your summer solstice message. Alright, so as always we'll be apologize for the noise if you can hear it. There's some noisy traffic outside. First of all, happy solstice everyone, and this is gonna be one of our collective reads where I give messages for each zodiac sign separately. It will be a short message, but I do recommend watching, because these readings are and the messages are for sun, moon, and rising sign. I recommend watching all three. If you don't have time, then obviously choose one that speaks to you, that feels more intuitive, whatever it is. It could be a little bit different for everyone at different seasons in your life, but if you can listen to the three for the three positions, then that's what I would recommend. And we will begin with the three themes for this solstice. I will use the Cosmic Dancer Oracle for that, and then we'll move to all the signs respectively. Since it's the celebration of the sun, and the sun actually just turned into Cancer, we will begin with Cancer, and then we'll go around the zodiac wheel and I'll get messages to every single sign. Please like the video, comment, share, help me get the word out, and circulate the message and support the channel so I can continue delivering these messages. If you're new, please check out the description box for more information on my content and services, and of course subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of such readings in the future. We have a full moon reading coming up in about a week, and I will start uploading July horoscopes, where it will be a full-on reading for each of the zodiac signs, where we explore personal space and love life, career space, guidance from the universe, and also messages from a person of interest. All right, done with that. Let's go solstice. I hope you guys had a chance to spend some time in the sun this weekend and join in with the sun and with all the possible ways that it's sending us messages, that it's healing, that it's guiding. In esoterical terms, the sun has masculine energy, is of masculine nature, right? So it has that protective energy to set the scene for us, especially in the northern hemisphere, where the solstice is the longest day in the year. If you're in the southern hemisphere, this is the shortest day for you. It's a little bit different vibe, to say the least. Since this is a celebration of light for us in the northern hemisphere, and the vast majority of you are in the northern hemisphere, I will say that it opens up a portal to new opportunities, to manifesting your desires, to healing something that has been lingering for a while. It kind of supports your further growth and expansion, right? If you work with the energy of the sun. Okay, with all that said, the first theme that we have is communicate with spirit. Yes, the sun is definitely part of that universal energy. Spirit, of course, can be whatever you believe in, the higher power, the divinity that is part of your worldview, belief system. Turn to that divinity to collaborate in this new space. So we're just talking about expansion and growth. There's definitely more room here if you make conscious connection. And I'm not saying just request something like you would from a genie or something, right? But I would say you can speak honestly about what you've been trying to release, or what you want to create in your life and why it's important to you. And employ this energy, this divine energy of the solstice. Then we have fine-tune, right? So I just spoke about being specific with what is it that you want, not just like I want to be happy and healthy, right? Even that could be broken down and could mean 1,000 different things. So it's important to be more specific. It's also important to connect to the feeling and emotion that you want to get out of it as an outcome, right? I don't know, maybe you want to build a house, right? What would that give you? Why is that important? Why is it important to build a house rather than buy or rent? Why is it important to build that specific model or, design? Why is it important to build it in a specific location, right? Like, do a little bit of brainstorming so you can fine-tune what you're asking for, because at the end, there's a very good chance that you'll get what you need, not what you want. It may differ on the surface. It may not seem what you asked for, but it will satisfy your desire and also be in alignment with the divine plan. And finally, we have summon the rain. So work with the elements. The sun is the element of fire. You can also employ the element of water, and they seem counterintuitive in terms of working together. They seem the opposites that kind of cancel each other out, because the sun can dry the water from the rain, or the rain can put out the fire, right? But it's very important to find the balance in these polarities, right? And see how it's like that yin and yang. In this case, yang is the sun and yin is the water. And how we need both of them for the creation, for life to exist on this planet, and so on and so forth. All right. With all that said, we'll go into each zodiac sign. I have the Dream Keeper's Tarot with me. I haven't used it in forever, so I'm excited. I love this deck so much. We will begin with Cancer. Happy birthday, Cancer. And then we'll go around the zodiac wheel. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. So, Cancer. What does Cancer need to know during the solstice? Temperance. Clarified by the Queen of Cups and the Devil. Wow. So you're getting a chance to recalibrate your emotions. Temperance is the main card. Temperance is about the balance of the yin and yang. I was just talking about it when I spoke about the themes. If you missed that part or you skipped that part of the reading, please come back to it. But what I would say is also talking about the light and the shadow, and having compassion to essentially everything that we experience in life. And it goes for you, it goes for other people that you know, right? It's like show mercy, show grace, show kindness to what they're going through. Don't judge, don't make assumptions. Show up with that open heart. At least have that presence. If you don't feel like, taking action in that situation or connecting to that person or situation, then at least show up in that open heart energy, so it can help transform the situation for the better. All right, next, Leo. Leo, you've got 8 of Cups, clarified by 4 of Swords in reverse, and Death. Wow. There's definitely unsettling energy of like, I feel like I should be improving my quality of life. I feel like I should be making more progress, especially when it comes to decluttering, to maybe breaking it up with people who are taking advantage of you, right? It's like leaving something behind, but you're having a hard time doing that because it seems like it's gonna be too big of a change for you, for other people involved, maybe for both sides, and you're hesitating. You're not, because your brain doesn't see where it's gonna take you, whether quote unquote is gonna work out. It's delaying this decision and action, right? But the longer you delay, the longer you're going to be kind of spinning your wheels without making much progress in whatever it is that you're focusing, or, whatever your goal is in that area of your life that we're talking about that resonated with you when I spoke about this. So just keep that in mind, and know that you can't make everybody happy at all times, right? So you need to make some good judgments and see what is in alignment and what corresponds to what is it that you want to create. What is it that you believe? All right, next Virgo. What does Virgo need to know during this solstice? All right, we got Two of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful energy, Virgo. Clarified by the Hierophant and Page of Pentacles. So there's definitely a soulmate connection, either already in your life or on the horizon that's coming in. And I apologize again. But the problem is that you're afraid of the gossip, of people speaking behind your back, maybe your community, like your family and friends, or maybe a wider community judging you for the choices that you made, for somehow you and that person, you don't seem compatible to the naked eye, right? And you're afraid that there will be this judgment, that you'll get unfair treatment, or your person, or this other person will have. By the way, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. Soulmate is somebody you have a soul contract with. It can be pretty much any role, as long as you feel that connection, that there's that pull, that curiosity, that you want to do more together, you want to get to know each other better. That is that soulmate pull. What the cards are telling you is you need to approach this, first of all, one step at a time, one day at a time, right? And show kindness to yourself and to the other person, right? That's all that matters right now. You don't need to think 100 steps ahead. Stay in the present as much as possible and see how you can, if you're looking for something to do here, see how you can bring in more kindness into the situation. And it can be generosity, maybe this other person can use your help, maybe somehow you can cheer them up, or maybe you show kindness to yourself, and that may not necessarily align with what that person needs or wants, right? But that's where you see the opportunity, and you should absolutely take it. That's your sign, that's your confirmation. All right, next we go to Libra, and you have Queen of Cups, clarified by 10 of Cups, and 6 of Swords. Wow, beautiful. So Libra, you're finally embracing, or maybe not finally, you're embracing this art of balanced emotions, of being grounded, of knowing when to speak and when to be quiet, like in a good way, you know, like when to speak, when not to speak. And you're finding your peace, and you're seeing how it's actually easier than you thought to be in that joyful state, to enjoy the unknown, to focus on the present. It's like, who knew that happiness could be that easy, right? And maybe in the past you saw that there was supposed to be a lot of the, you know, there was a list of external circumstances that would take you to that 10 of Cups, to this emotional fulfillment. And now you understand that it's actually an internal state of being. It's all within you. And essentially you can decide at any point in time, any day of your life, whether you want that to be a joyful and happy day or not. And, you know, not just one, but how you see it, essentially. All right. Thank you. Next we go to Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know during the solstice? Knight of Pentacles, clarified by 9 of Swords and 6 of Pentacles. You're overthinking whether you should give to somebody or not. And that could be, again, with the Pentacles here, it's some kind of resources. It can be something material, like money, I don't know, something else, some kind of commodity, or it can be energy, time, care. That would also count as resources, right? But you're hesitant. There's something in your mind that's stopping you from just following your instinct to help somebody and to give them some of what you have. If you're still struggling to make a decision and to go forward with it, think whether you, like, what is the reason for you to provide this support, help, the extra resource to the other person, right? Are you essentially manufacturing the situation, manipulating it somehow, or are you genuinely just trying to help? Or the third bucket could be, are you afraid of something, right? Like that the person will leave, that you know, you're gonna be alone, or they will plot a revenge or something like that, right? Like what is the true reason for it? And if you have pure intentions, go for it. If it is there is an ulterior motive, then just take a moment and sit with it and sleep on it and see how you can bring more of authenticity and transparency into that dynamic, into that relationship, so that you don't feel for any reason at all that you're supposed to give, right? You don't feel obligated to do that. All right, for Sagittarius, we have Three of Pentacles, clarified by Seven of Cups, and the Creatrix, which is the Magician in this deck. It's a little bit of a different deck, but it's beautiful and I love it. So there we go. It's good enough. Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, the Creatrix. To me, it's all talking about creation, but in a little bit different way. It emphasizes that you can create pretty much anything you want once you know, put your mind to it, once you notice that that's even a possibility, especially if we're talking about some kind of innovation, right? And then you're supposed to implement it with the trusted party. That's what I'm hearing. With whoever is, you know, the expert or a great partner to you, whatever feels right, right? Like follow that instinct. You don't have to figure this out alone. And even if it seems like a good idea because of the, I don't know, the profits, the margins, the stats, this is your confirmation that you still want that partnership. Maybe not with that person, maybe with somebody else, but you need to partner up with someone. You won't be fully successful if you try to do it by yourself. It may seem like a good idea in the moment, but you'll see that you'll quickly start seeing that your progress is being delayed because you become a bottleneck essentially, and your knowledge and your experience in the success of the entire project. All right, next we'll go to Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know about this solstice? All right, we got Queen of Wands, clarified by, okay, got two cards, let's take them. Ace of Wands, King of Wands. all right, I got you. I mean, this could be tempting, but also a bit of a dangerous territory for you, Capricorn, because this is all fire energy. And yes, you can see that there's a potential to connect with someone who's like a kindred spirit, who thinks a similar way. If you're attracted to that person, you know that they're attracted to you too, right? But it's like, what do you choose to focus on? It's that sacral chakra energy that you decide how you spend. Whether you spend it on a lusty adventure with someone, or you create something amazing for yourself. Maybe you show up into the world in a more artistic expression where you're more authentic and you follow your dream, right? Like that Ace of Wands can be so many different things. And it's interesting that in this deck, it's almost like this, there's a bit of a witchcraft there, right? And it's also, if you notice, like that entire image is like I want to say peephole, but it's a keyhole actually. So it's like somebody's watching this woman brew this potion through the keyhole, right? Which kind of gives you a totally new perspective on it once you recognize it. So there are definitely layers to the situation that you're in, but don't let yourself be derailed by the first thing that comes to you, or you know what brain manufactures, right? See what your options are. If you're connecting with this person on a deeper level, on a more personal level, see how that relates to the overall vision and focus that you have for yourself and what you're trying to build, right? Does it align, or is it going to be a distraction, or how would you know, right? That's probably even a better question, because you may not necessarily be able to answer that right away. But it's like, how long is that period going to be while you're deciding, while you're understanding why they're with you? Are they distracting you from other things, etc., etc.? Okay, next, Aquarius. You've got Ace of Cups, beautiful. And I think there was another card that flipped. Let me just check quickly. Maybe not. Okay, so it's clarified by the Star. Nice. And Page of Cups. All right, so you are supposed to focus on your heart space at this moment. There's definitely something to heal. And oftentimes when you talk about healing the heart, it sounds like it's going to be painful. It sounds like you'll have to confront some old wounds and kind of bring them up and maybe even sort of like dig into them, which is, you know, sounds even painful as I'm saying this. But sometimes you can heal through love or by having a different experience in the physical. Like, let's say, I don't know, you had bad experiences with a business partner in the past, right? And now you're having this wonderful experience with somebody who is completely on the same page with you, and they are so, they have so much initiative, they take so much initiative. And it's like things are just easy with them. You don't even have to have all those difficult conversations or reinvent the wheel. It just kind of flows, the energy flows, and that helps you heal the heart because it's a lot easier than to really deliver the message to the heart space, to that subconscious area that doing business with another person is safe. For example, in my example that I gave you, right? But you can take it and extrapolate and use it for any other example. So the healing happens through a loving experience, not by digging out what was wrong here kind of idea. All right, next, Pisces. What does Pisces need to know during this solstice? Nine of Cups, Page of Pentacles, King of Swords. So Nine of Cups is the main card. I actually like that we have so many pages in these readings in the different messages because they show me fresh energy that's not tainted, that's not necessarily skeptical or sarcastic, you know, kind of like, yeah, I've seen this before. I know, I've been there, done that, don't want to go there again, right? This is like fresh perspective where you're ready, even if you've been through something before, you're ready to try again, in the spirit of new consciousness, better way to set intentions and to manifest what you want, and also by having somebody to work with. It could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or just somebody who's very logical, analytical. They know how to pull the numbers. They also know how to use them into converting that into an actual plan, right? And it doesn't have to be only about business, by the way. It could be a friend who advises you on the relationship based on the data that you have, that you've shared with them. They'll be like, okay, so this is what you're gonna do, or this remains unclear, so you need to figure it out, right? So, but the main point of this message is you don't really have to do it alone, right? Just approach it with a fresh mind. Be ready to that the situation is going to take longer to be resolved or to have clarity on, but know that it is coming together. All right, next, Aries. Page of Wands is the main card, another page. Then we have the Lovers in reverse and the Star. So there is some kind of excitement, some kind of how do I say this? Maybe source of inspiration or passion that you want to follow. It can be something that comes from like a long time ago, like maybe something that you just remembered that you wanted to do when you were a kid, you know, like who did I want to be, or some kind of project that you tried working on with a friend but it never happened, right? Or it could be very fresh, like something came into your consciousness or someone, right? And you want to build something, you're excited. It's like this fresh energy that surprises you, but in a good way, you know? They kind of challenge you with the way they see the world, with the way they do things, right? It helps you expand somewhere your own vision, right? And learn something from them too, because pages are also students. But if you're thinking of this, well, regardless whether it's a person or a situation, if you're thinking to invest more into it, or, you know, of yourself, of your energy, your heart, your mind, your time, the cards are saying that you need to do some healing first. Like, this is not going to come together for you successfully until you face something that's a blocker here, or at least the guard that maybe you're putting up, or the prism of the filter that you're seeing through, that's not allowing you to see it clearly, or not allowing you to appreciate it enough. There's something here with that. But it's the fact that we actually got the Lover's card shows that there is a lot of potential for something true, honest, and, you know, heartwarming. It can be a romantic relationship. It can be, I mean, any kind of relationship, really, the trusting relationship. Or it can be a choice of love, which I know it sounds a little, it's kind of an unpopular opinion, I guess, rubric of unpopular opinions. It can be about the business contract as well, right? But the point is that it is important enough for you to connect to it through the heart, right? And I can give you plenty of examples where that can happen in a business, for example. Regardless of what it is, don't get too hung up on like, oh, this is this, or this is that, right? It's more about you're putting in more of your soul into it, or you want to, right? And the point is that there is something that you need to face within your own space before you're ready to be part of that connection, contract, collaboration, whatever that is. Okay, next we go to Taurus. The Emperor. All right. Could be dealing with an Aries. Page of Cups. And Death. Wow. This is like third time I think we're seeing Death. But the main card is the Emperor, which tells me that you're supposed to be more assertive and take control over something in your life, right? And even when it comes to the transformation that seemingly doesn't depend on you anyway, it's like there's not much I can do but face it, you know, with a good face, with face and faith, with an open heart, and, you know, be open-minded, right? But this is saying you still can direct it a certain way. You can still talk about timing. You can still look into involving your guides, your ancestors, whoever you can speak to. If you can see, there's like it's a skull, first of all, so again, like an allusion to the death energy, but also to me those skulls represent ancestor energy, especially in this picture, right? Because it's like that skull is talking to this person. So see how you can also employ others into deciding this, or solving this, or moving on with something, like moving forward with something, right? But you need to bring in some structure into the situation that you're thinking about, or maybe to your life in general, right? So it's not completely free flow. So the universe knows what you want, what your needs are, because that's the ultimate Emperor energy. All right, what else do we have? We have Gemini. I think this is the last one because we started with Cancer, yes. What does Gemini need to know about this solstice? The Fool, wonderful. There's also a full moon here, pun unintended. So for some of you will be connected. There will be a new opportunity for this to expand during the upcoming full moon, which I believe is going to be happening on June 29th. And then you have Ace of Swords and the Sun. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Gemini. So there is such a big opportunity to do something different, something unconventional in a way that maybe you haven't thought of it, right? But now you're seeing like, wow, how did I miss that? Or why would I even think otherwise? Like, this is suddenly comes to light, and it's like, this is the only way, this is the only option, right? And then it's like this, like, whoa, like this sound, you know, the angelic sound of like almost like hallelujah playing, that yes, you have this important knowledge now. The knowledge is gonna come in without you forcing it or researching it. You don't really need to take initiative in it, But what is expected of you, what is asked of you, is that you keep an open mind so you can even hear the message, though, so that your consciousness is open to it. Otherwise, it's going to pass by, you'll hear it, you'll forget it a moment later, maybe with some judgment in the middle, and you'll miss the opportunity for the sun. For the sun is the happiest card in the deck, so this is great news. This is something that can bring relief and healing, that can bring you lots of joy and happiness. And most importantly, because it's going to tell you how things really are. What is this situation really about? Why is this person acting this way? So it may not be happiness, like end all be all, like this is where we are. This is more like, okay, now you know. And that is such a relief, and that can bring a lot of happiness, right? But stay open-minded, of course. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Please don't forget to like the video and, of course, subscribe to my channel. And until next time.